Today, Cole Young broke out as we've been waiting on this channel for a long time. George Kirby made a huge adjustment that's going to be the reason why I actually have him as my American League Cy Young pick. And the Mariners controlled the zone. Like the teams of 2020, the Chaos Ball teams, they drew up 6 walks just for Gavin Williams, Cleveland starter. Welcome to the Dom Skeen channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines on Seattle's minds. And welcome, Original Sun, y'all. Glad to have you in here. We're, as promised, the main thing tonight, we're going to be breaking down Cole Wilcox, as we were talking about over on Mariners Mojo channel. They are awesome, great guys. Enjoyed having them on my podcast and stuff. But like Colton said, I very much appreciate what he said in that. I am the guy who goes nerdy into the analytics. So I'm gonna do a live breakdown of Cole Wilcox. We're not just gonna go over some of the notes I already have on Cole Wilcox, because I don't have a whole lot of notes, surprisingly, already on Cole Wilcox. But we are going to do a live breakdown, absolutely. So I'm going to show you how I do this, basically. How I, like, if I want to know about a guy, let's do that. Boom. Okay, so starting out, right, we're on Baseball Savant. This is the website that you want. If you, are into the analytics and stuff, there for a while, right, it was like sabermetrics, and that was the stuff. Baseball Reference, right, wins above replacement, OPS, OPS plus, WRC plus. That was the type of stuff that was going to get all of kind of the, that was the type of like numbers that were dominating baseball for a while. And now it is this StatCast data. It's, NFL calls it next gen stats. Basically, this is taking the physics of the sport and learning, like reading about it. So first we're going to do the game recap so you get an idea. This is the easy kind of stuff that you want to look at when it comes to like the easiest it's going to get. I'm going to try to make sure my stream health is good. Let me know if the stream health is good. That's the only thing that I'm worried about here, making sure that you can see everything I'm doing. But as long as you can see everything I'm doing, then we should be good to go. All right. Is this working? All right, I'm just going to get into it. Okay, yeah, a little laggy. So I think we're going to have to rock with it because it is what it is. But basically, Baseball Savant is the site that you want. This has all the next gen data on it. Anyway, so right here, they show the score of the game. Every time I do a game recap, I grab this little score box. It's got the runs, it's got the hits, and then it's got the expected batting average. So the expected batting average is calculated based off of all the exit velocity, the launch angle, all the stuff that you see. The ball went this far. It was this hard off the bat. That calculates into expected batting average. So some examples right here. Okay, boy, this is really... Let me make sure that this works out. All right. Yeah, so expected batting average is calculated based off of all of like the metrics that they can take. So all the metrics they can take with a batted ball. How hard was it hit off the bat? How far did it travel? What was the angle that it came off the bat at, the launch angle? And all that stuff is right here. You got the hit distance, you got the launch angle, you got the bat speed, and the bat speed. You don't have to build out Savant at all, Original Sun. Savant is up there for you. This is the stock version of this website. There's nothing you have to do you don't have to customize a thing. It'll just show you what's the most valuable. And this is the data that MLB teams basically are getting about their guys to look at how they're playing. The other good thing about Baseball Savant is that it's not the batting average, right? Whether somebody gets a hit or not is one thing, but whether they made good contact enough to get a hit is another thing. And this is telling you, did they make contact good enough to get a hit? So, for example, let's go to Cole Young's homer. This is going to be a big one, right? Luke Raley's homer, 900 expected batting average. The highest expected batting average is going to be on homers. Like in 30 out of 30 ballparks, that's a homer. Like there's only there's only somehow 10% of the time where that's not a homer if it goes to a different place in the ballpark or something. Um, then Cole Young, so Cole Young's was only a 450 xBA homer. It was only a homer in 13 out of 30 ballparks. It's a little bit less sure of a thing to be a home run, or even to be a hit. Now 450 is still great batting average, right? A lot of like good contact that you'll see. Jose Ramirez, a ground out right here, 550 xBA. So that's what is going to um, you're going to have a lot of ground outs like Julio, Jose Ramirez, super talented hitters like that are going to have these super hard ground outs. Like when they're over 100 miles per hour, especially where MLB fielders can get to them. The low launch angle there only goes 75 feet because it was kept in the infield. There's a low probability that's going to be kept in the infield. So that means it was probably hit right at somebody. And if we go look at the film of this play right here exactly, then we could probably see that this was hit right at a infielder. So that's kind of how those things work. That's kind of a little talk about expected batting average. I'm going to make a full-on video talking about expected batting average. And really, I want to make a whole bunch of like savant tutorials because I think this would be one of the most valuable things I could do for you guys in terms of, if you're going to spend 10 minutes on my channel, which I appreciate, it means the world to me. I would love to give you as much value as I can. So moving on, the other things you want to look at, like box score, they have their version of box score, which is similar. It's the same data as the MLB app. The MLB app draws all this same stuff. And then the matchups, like if you want to go see any matchup in the game, pitch for pitch, you can do this in the MLB app as well. But what you want to do is you want to look over here and you want to see, okay, every single at bat. Just for an example, right? Let's go to Cole Young. Gavin Williams versus Cole Young. This is his homer, right? There's 3 four-seam fastballs. You can see 1, 2, 3 still on there, and it shows you it gives you a really good idea. Also, there's all this data about pitches and stuff. I'm gonna give you guys a whole lot more videos in the next couple days on this. I mean, I probably should have done this in spring training, but it's the beginning of the season. The goal on this channel, my motto is that we go 1-0 every day. So if I can provide you guys with enough value to make sure that you feel like you're going 1-0, that is success for me. If you feel like you're going 1-0, like if you're learning, if you're getting better each day, then more than you did the day before, right? Like in another saying is like get 1% better every day, right? Rome wasn't built in a day is another saying. I could go through them all night, but basically a lot of these sayings are and so people use it to look up players as well. That's what we're going to do with Cole Wilcox in a moment. But I'm going to show you guys how to look at this beyond all of like, people just look at the big chart with all the red and the blue with the sliders. Like I'm going to show you guys how to look at stuff beyond that in a way that MLB teams use both during the game, before the game, after the game. When we go look up Cole Wilcox, it's going to be a perfect example where we're going to learn about the pitcher that is going to go in for the Mariners this weekend. For the first time that we don't know as much about because it's going to be his Mariners debut. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can look at players, and it's a whole lot more interesting. Now, looking at so Gavin Williams, he's a good example. One of the biggest things like on this website as well is the player breakdowns, which you can look at both for pitchers, and this year you can do it for batters too. But the pitchers is the one I want to focus on because this is gold. When you want to know how a pitcher performed, not just based on the box score, right? We can always go ahead and see that they had 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts to 6 walks. Which one thing I mentioned, right? The Mariners worked the count and got 6 walks off Gavin Williams. He is a guy who walks a lot, which you're going to see on that sliding graph thing when you look up a player on Baseball Savant, which it sounds like, most people, at this point are familiar with, or they've seen a screenshot of it at least. But when you go look at the player breakdowns, on the other hand, and I'm going to pause and make sure that the stream is working. But when you look at these player breakdowns, Okay, I might be able to do better if I just remove the. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna get back to it. I want to make sure you guys don't miss kind of the most important thing I say. I apologize for the lag, but this is the most important thing that I'm going to show you right here. This is how you see pictures under the hood. And okay, let's do that. Let's see. This will work. This should help us. We just take down the bit rate and stuff. Man. Okay, um, I think it should be a little bit better now. Is it okay? Okay, good. So I had to lower the quality a bit because I think it's gonna make the stream go smoother. Yeah, so lowering the quality. Okay, lowering the quality should help us. Um, expecting that this is going to. Okay, we're back. So basically, the main thing that I wanted to show you guys, for if you missed a little bit of what I said because I was lagging, apologies on my end. I appreciate you for sticking with me. I want to see with pictures under the hood. You can see the box score. Oh. Okay, it looks like we're back. This is really bad, isn't it? I sometimes it works when I have like 0 viewers. Everything usually works, and then when I'm trying to show you something. Um, okay. Anyway, this is what matters. Forget everything don't worry about everything I just said. If you missed any of it, you didn't miss anything too important. The important parts right here, I'm going to show you. So on Baseball Savant, you go on player breakdowns on the game, and then you can see what pitchers are doing. The most important thing for a pitcher, is that you look at their pitches, percentage of each pitch they're using. Obviously, Gavin Williams, 89 total pitches. And then you see how many swinging strikes they got. So Gavin Williams tonight got 15 swinging strikes on his. Okay. Yeah, so Gavin Williams got 15 swinging strikes total on 89 pitches. That's an extremely high rate. An elite rate would be like anywhere around 10 to 13%. Like if you're throwing 100 pitches, getting 10 swinging strikes, you were effective at making missing bats. Essentially, is what they would say. And if you can miss bats, you're going to get strikeouts. Obviously, that's kind of the key there. All right. So okay, I'm debating whether I should restart the stream because it keeps on lagging. Yeah, so whiffs is swinging strikes. Whiffs equals swinging strikes. In your mind, you just make that connection that whiffs is, and basically the only difference, the reason that it says whiffs and not swinging strikes on here is because, so whiffs is just, you got 15 whiffs. That's 50, that's like batters whiffing. But when you talk about swinging strikes, it's like you would say he had 15 swinging strikes out of 89 pitches. I'm about to restart the stream. This is okay. Um, yeah, so swinging strikes is the whiffs over the total number of pitches, and that's what matters. So a baseline for being good at it would be 10%. If you have 100 pitches, 10 swinging strikes would be good. 5 over 50 would be good. So like Emerson Hancock had like 9 over 37 in the first spring training game, or the second spring training game, I think it was, for the Mariners. That was like an elite level. Let's just restart the stream.